Mysterious.
Hey guys,
Uh,
existential crisis here. It's me and the Brit.
Existential crisis, nice. I like that idea. Oh,
Okay,
it's such a good name.
existential crisis is my new name.
It's gonna be my band name.
I would totally have that as my band name. I would do that. That sounds like something I would do if I was in a band and made music, which I do not. I'm sorry, all of the fans I don't have,
that
but
sounds like something I would do if I did any of the things involved.
if I did some of the stuff you need to do for it, then I would totally do that.
If I in any way met the criteria, I would so do it.
But anyways, what were we talking about? No, we were talking about Easterkeesian, which is a can of worms that I was like, hey, let's totally open this. It seems like a great idea.
Yeah, it's 7 a.m. You're tired. You're definitely not going to say something that can be misconstrued.
Oh, but okay, what were we talking about? We were talking about the Easterkeesian doesn't seem like the best person to be really a spokesperson for this. Like there are people that are much more acclimated to the industry that would be good to talk about this.
There are people who have had a lot better just experience in the industry. They've had more time in the industry.
Yeah, like
it just makes more sense.
Mm-hmm. But it's like, but again, then it's like this person who hasn't really been in the game industry that has some experience playing video games but hasn't really had experience with people within the industry itself. It's like, well, why is this really going to be our spokesperson?
And she's semi-confessed to like kind of not having like a gaming background. It's like
then kind of shadier, what was it? Kind of shadier practices when it comes to videos and stuff. Like
nepotism?
I know like some of her footage was stolen from another person.
Yeah.
But without credit, which is not really.
The fact that she has to get her own footage though is really interesting because do you remember the way that she critiqued Hitman?
Oh, how was that?
She basically focused on the episode where you're in a strip club and you have to kill the owner.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a bit where you have to sneak past two strippers.
Yeah.
Now, in Hitman Absolution, if you kill anyone who's innocent, regardless of race, gender, whatever, you get a demarcation. You get like negative 1,000 points or something.
Mm-hmm.
And despite you getting negative points for killing someone, she then claimed that players were encouraged and could barely help themselves. I believe she said they can barely help themselves.
But the thing is, that's not the game's fault. That's the fault of just people being idiots, and that's still an unsubstantiated claim.
Yeah, it's the fact that she's then saying, I can't control what I'm doing because I am a man and I have to hurt this woman.
That is, that's faulty logic. That's not...
Yeah.
It's not good logic. That doesn't have a basis in any actual studies. I'm a man of, when something is like, oh, hey, this is a thing, I would like it to be told to me, okay, where's your proof? Where's the evidence?
Yeah.
That's kind of like, she doesn't really have any evidence on it.
Yeah, there's always been, like, many things, I mean, feminism in general is an incredibly, sometimes controversial area. I mean,
but the thing is,
we all agree equality should be fine.
Yeah.
And some people call themselves humanists because it's more encompassing as opposed to feminism, which is
I like that title in general.
Yeah. But there are some people who have abused the term feminist. So there are people like, if you've ever heard of a Sui Park, people like her who go out and make just insane claims. Like she said to this guy, this white guy on this TV program, she went, as a white male, I don't expect you to understand or like anything. And each went, just because I'm a white male, that's it means I can think for myself. And she was like, no, you don't understand. And it's so like, don't you get that you're being racist and sexist though? Do you not understand the irony that is just here?
It's like, seriously.
Yeah, so there are just some people who misrepresent, and I'm doing an awful job here, by the way.
Fair enough.
There are always gonna be some people who just misrepresent what a cause truly stands for.
Yeah, I mean, like, feminism itself, taken to an extreme, it's not a good thing. But anything taken to an extreme isn't a good thing. Like, as much as I think that,
Yeah, definitely.
as much as I'm really an advocate for rights to for gays to get married and have all the same rights as traditional couples have. If there was if it went to the point where the people are like, we need to mandate it, everyone be gay, I'd say that no, that's freaking insane.
Yeah.
But,
or if it was just like, if there was like an unfair extra step process, because of so even like obviously if you're gay, you're going to have to adopt.
Yeah.
Well, unless you are a lesbian couple and you were able to find a donor.
Fair enough, yeah.
If you are a male couple, then shall we say, because in that case you always have to adopt.
Mm-hmm.
If there was an extra step involved in the adoption process purely because you were a male homosexual, then that would be unfair, obviously.
Yeah.
Because that's like an extra thing for the to do, so that counts as prejudice, basically.
Yes.
I forgot what the original point about the feminism thing that started us on this.
What were we talking about?
Was. Yeah.
No, that anything taken to an extreme is bad.
Definitely, yeah. But anything also that's just not the same, even in terms of ability, red tape, even it's still unfair.
Yeah.
But they're I've seen some feminists where if it's like simply if you just don't agree, you're accused of them being sexist because you don't agree with them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, listen, I understand like if you believe you're fighting for like a cause and you think you're definitely right, I can understand that you might see people like that, but understand that's incredibly shallow-minded and not all true.
The fact that you don't agree with a specific person does not mean you do not agree with the cause.
Yeah. That person just may very well be a terrible ambassador for that cause, which more often than not can be the case. Mm-hmm. Oh shit! No.
Freaking!
It seems
we're not going to
discussing all these incredibly serious things whilst playing a game, but they've come up in games, so it needs
That's
to
the thing.
be
Like
discussed.
Gamersgate, I don't know. It's like, it had its roots in something that was good, but then it got tainted by everything else. Like, the fact that it does need to be discussed, the whole the video game journalism, sexism in games, these are all good topics that we should really talk about as gamers, because up until recently, gaming has been kind of a boys-only club.
Oh, yeah.
But now we're getting more people, and it's great, but people can't handle change, apparently. So this is something we now have to talk about.
Yeah. Sadly, there's just a lot of stuff that gets actually done over and over and over again. Like going back to the thing about how people have to say sorry and apologize for enjoying games. It's like, surely we can have this point where I'm gonna die. We can just realize that no, you can have this topic without instantly feeling guilty because you're not siding with basically quite a from some people's point of view, quite an extreme perspective, depending on who it is. Other people might consider someone like Anita Sarkeesian an extreme because we'd argued last time that she's not the most level-headed person when it comes to her research. And it's hard to find someone who's willing to take up that mantle and be like the Dark Knight, like the hero that everyone deserves, but not the one that we need right now. That kind of thing.
It would be great if they had someone that was more credible for this cause, because I think I don't know if it would help with
people could just look to and be like, oh yeah, that person. They're great.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool person. I can listen to them and respect what they have to say because they're cool.
Yeah, but admittedly, it did make me do a fair amount of research into how many female developers there are and how many have. Oh shit, we failed.
How many times did I die?
Too many. But just to wrap it up, it did make me sort of research sort of female developers, and I learned a fair amount of women I genuinely owe a lot of my life to, essentially. Amy Hennig, I would say, is the person that I owe the most to, because she was like the director for the Soul Reaver series, the Jack and Daxter series, and one other that I can't remember right now, but games that I pretty much grew up on as a kid. So I was just like, wow, I owe her a big thank you.
So yeah, we might continue talking about this next time. We might move on to something else because I have a few other things I might like to talk about. But this is it for this episode. We've failed, I guess. Okay, I'll see you guys next time.
Yay!